But I want you to picture something. I want you to picture that you're in a battle. Your gut is in a battle with good bacteria and bad bacteria. And probiotics are the troops that come in and do work, right? So imagine how the battle is going when you have to send new troops in every day. Every day you need more troops to battle the bad bacteria. Meanwhile, you're unknowingly, not trying to fuel the bad bacteria, but they're growing for some reason. And so that's not a good scenario. What we want to do is be able to deploy the good troops, take over the bad troops, and sustain their growth, right? Instead of adding new troops every day, we want to add a batch of new troops. And then after that, we want to sustain those troops. We want to give them all the food, all the water, all the necessary things they need to survive and thrive in this war that they're in. So we're going over the one thing you need that's better than probiotics. First, it's important to identify, right? Probiotics are like we said, the troops, the good bacteria in your gut that are helping you, and honestly, they're controlling a lot of things. They're controlling digestion. They're controlling pH. They're controlling how your brain and gut talk to each other, how things are moving through your system. They help a lot of things. So, probiotics are absolutely necessary. They contribute to your microbiome. We know that the microbiome consists of microbes like bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and viruses. Like I mentioned, we do have reviews on a bunch of probiotic supplements, but also you're going to have probiotics in foods. And one of my rules here is I try to eat one probiotic food with every meal. So just like we're going to supplement our diet with a pill, we can supplement it with food. This is a more natural way to do it. There's probably a better way to do it. One of the, benefits is it's most natural you can get. One of the drawbacks might be you don't get the same diversity, you don't get the same number, but it oftentimes comes with additional pieces that are better than the probiotics themselves. So for example, you're going to have a kefir, kombucha, kimchi, one of my favorites, miso soup, pickles, sauerkraut, tempeh. Like there's a lot of different probiotic sources in terms of food. But then again, we talked about how if we're in this war and we want to feed our troops, we've got to give them the necessary things so that they survive. And that is what this whole video is about. It's about prebiotics. So prebiotics are going to be foods, right? They're going to be foods, often fiber, plant fiber, that are going to feed the good bacteria. So we populate our gut with good bacteria, with foods, with probiotics, pills, and we sustain those probiotics with keeping low stress levels, getting good exercise. But one of the main ways that they're going to survive is by feeding them with fiber. And fiber is a structure that is not broken down easily or even at all, right? Fiber goes from our mouth out the other end, right? It gives structure to our stool and everything. But on the way there, what it does is it interacts with the healthy bacteria in our gut and feeds it, right? The healthy bacteria feed off of fiber. Conversely, bad bacteria are going to feed off of like the sugars and all that all the bad foods that you don't want to eat. So when we're discussing prebiotics, you could take supplements for fiber, but always one of the better things that I recommend is prebiotic foods. And some of the prebiotic foods that I enjoy to eat are bananas, which are going to be a carbohydrate, but a slow carb. Like they're not going to spike your insulin levels your blood sugar levels as much as other carbohydrates. In addition, you're going to have oats, gluten-free oats for me. Then you're going to have, we talked about vegetables. So that's going to be leafy greens. That's going to be asparagus is a great one. Broccoli is a great one. You're also going to have other prebiotic foods like garlic and onions and artichokes, beans and legumes, flax seeds, dandelion greens, apples. There's many sources of prebiotic foods. one of the things that I mentioned already that I enjoy is probiotic foods that contain prebiotics. So this is going to be kimchi. Kimchi is just fermented cabbage. So you're going to get your probiotics and your prebiotics. That's why it's one of my favorites. So this is a much more sustainable way to keep a healthy gut and to win this internal battle that I'm talking about, is one probiotic, one prebiotic with each meal. And then you're not so reliant on having outside probiotic sources when you're feeding them and taking care of them correctly. So that's all we have today. I'll see you in the next video.